Hey everyone, welcome back to Sack Check. Glad you're on board. Really had fun doing the last video, and love the comments. And I said on my other video, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not gonna exaggerate. I'm not gonna pretend to be somebody I'm not. I'm not gonna embellish. I got sentenced to 6 years in 1989 for armed robbery, kidnapping, and and that's just what happened. That's the truth. And I wasn't raised in the streets, so I went in there, not having prison skills, and other than 3 or 4 year run, doing what junkies do. That's pretty much it. So this is sort of my take on things, and my stories from that time I did in jail and prison. And we started off last time in jail where if you recall, I went into the cell inappropriately, rudely, asking, looking, begging for trouble, and I received that trouble, and I touched on it a lot in the last video. So we'll pick up in the medical tank. I told you that I had experience in the medical tank, and that's the story I'm going to share today. So the medical tank, I don't know. I can't recall exactly, but I think there was about 30 dudes in there. There were definitely bunks on, mats, on the floor. All the bunks were full. They were full with people with medical problems, injuries, mental health. And it turns out, I didn't know this because I didn't speak the language. I had to figure it out later, but it was also an overflow for protective custody, and I didn't know that. But this guy tipped his hand to me. He told me he was out to court, which I learned what that was. Now remember, I never been to prison yet. He was out to court, and he told me, and he was kind of bragging, that his cellie, or no, maybe not his cellie, but he did time in the same common area as Sirhan Sirhan. So you younger people don't know who Sirhan Sirhan is, but he's a guy that shot one of the presidents, the guy running for president, Robert Kennedy. And so I know now that I've I've been seasoned. He definitely in protective custody because you ain't shoot one of our president's homes. You're not walking the yard. I promise you that. Not in this state. So that means that dude was in the medical tank was a PC guy, and I didn't know that. And later I learned, there was dirt. He had dirt. I learned that later. Anyways, so I'm in that tank. There's convicted murderers in there. What they would do in San Mateo County is you get convicted of murder, and I don't know if it's for every person, but there was a handful of them in there. You get convicted of murder, and they give you medication. They give you medication to chill out, so you don't, hang yourself or hang somebody else. I don't know. That's what they told me, man. And they were doing the Thorazine shuffle for sure. And so there was that. So anyways, cut to the story. I'm in there. I'm meeting people. I remember playing spades or whatever. I'm all beat up. Nose, mouth is busted up. Eye was closed. My ribs were jacked from that freaking trustee hitting me with the handle of the broom, dude. He was like spearing me, man. I guess it was getting right in. He was hitting me good. And it hurt to breathe. So anyways, we're in there, and I'm never going to forget this. It was the 49er game. It was a playoff game. It was the 49ers against the Bears. Now, the medical tank is right next to booking. My video's screwing up. Hold on, man. Oh, man, I got to... Okay, I just had to answer the phone. Sorry, man. I'm not a professional yet. Okay, so anyway, so I'm in the medical tank, and the 49er game is on. And booking is right next to the medical tank. We can hear and sometimes see a little bit. My memory's a little cloudy on that. But they needed us to be quiet because they're the cops I'm talking about, the sheriffs, because they're booking people and, whatever. And so I thought we were relatively quiet. I didn't think we were all crazy. But, some cops are freaking a-holes. And you know it and I know it. And so it was halftime. Niners were winning. We're totally excited. And all of a sudden, this deputy sheriff comes in and unplugs our TV. He unplugs our TV, man. And we were bumming. We're bumming. This is an old school freaking jail, bro. This ain't no, carpeted, 24-hour free juice. You know what I mean? It ain't one of those, man. This is some rough, frightening, it's intense, man. And so we had that little bit of pleasure, watching the game. And usually there's fights over the TV, that. You've been doing time. But not when the game's on. Everybody's cool, And so they had this moments of, camaraderie and everything was cool. So anyways, he comes in and he does that. There's some grumbling and some grumbling. And one of them murder dudes gets up, this black dude, man, and he just walks over, and we're all kind of looking at him, and he starts yanking on the old school TV. He freaking rips the TV off of the mount, off of the wall, and slams it on the ground, dude. And we're all just like, whoa, glass went flying everywhere. And then he starts yelling, bro. And he's making these sounds, and I'm not going to exaggerate because I don't recall exactly, but I'll tell you this, we all, and I didn't even know some of them dudes, of course, we all started backing away from this dude and his TV, pleasures. He ended up this is what I remember. He grabbed a piece of the tube, and a couple cops came over and looked and yelled at him, and he started screaming, come on, you know what I mean? He means business. And now we are really getting backwards. So about 4 or 5 of them come to the gate, and they are shield, helmet shield, big old white freaking shield, and they have their nightsticks. And in jail, cops don't carry their nightsticks because we might get it away from them, I learned that later. But they got their nightsticks, and they mean business. And he is daring them to come into that cell. He's like, bring it. And I don't feel like yelling and all that. I just got through weed whacking. I'm all sweaty. And I'm just going to be me, bro. Okay. If I'm in a grumpy mood, I'm going to keep telling my stories. If I'm in a good mood, that's what you're going to get. I'm just going to keep it real. And so anyway, this dude is yelling at these cops, and these cops are scared. They're freaking scared. 4 of them with shields and billy clubs, and they will not come into the cell. And he's screaming, come on! And we are backing up. Now, I know this didn't really happen, but it seemed to me in my mind's eye that we were all in the corner going, ah. I know that's not true, but it kind of felt like it because this dude meant business, and he wanted to end somebody. He had bad news. He was going to go do all day, and he didn't care anymore. He didn't freaking care anymore, man. And anyway, so they wouldn't open the cell. And so this is what happened. There was rumor that one of the sheriffs used to be in the WWE or whatever the big time wrestling was back in the 80s. That was the rumor. And he was huge. He's about 6'7", pushing 400. And they went and got him. So he comes to the gate. All the guys with the shields are still standing there. And he knows the guy by name. And I don't remember his name. But this big cop comes to the gate and starts telling this dude, hey, man, just put down the glass. Just put it down, bro. And he's all, like that, come on. And he's like, so anyway, this goes on for a minute. And he's just like, just put down the glass. And he would say his name. I'll just say Kevin. He's like, Kevin, come on, man, just put down the glass. He goes, everything's going to be okay. So this went on for a minute. And finally, the big dude, the inmate, he puts down the glass, dude. And when he put down the glass, I'm going to get emotional, bro, because it's never going to leave my mind. The gate opens. They rush him. All those dudes with shields, they're on him, dude, and they are beating him to death right in front of me. And they are smashing his head where blood, with every smash, I can see spurts of blood, and they're killing him. They were freaking killing him right in front of us. And they freaking, they took him away. I never saw him again. And that's what happened. It was bad. And I don't remember who was wiping up the blood, but we had to wipe up the blood, and that was a bad night. So that really happened, and anyways, um, okay, I'm gonna try to get a better camera. I ordered a microphone, and I'm gonna keep telling my stories. The journey goes on, and I'll see you next time, man. And we're getting ready to move into prison, but first I got to do a little hole time. I ended up going to the hole, man. It was crazy, man. I was screaming at this freaking cop, and I was butt naked, and I'm screaming at him. There's a whole story behind that. I just got out of the shower, and he said some crazy stuff to me, and he said it in front of everybody. You know, he challenges me. You know how it is in there. It doesn't matter if it's the cop or who, man. You got to stand up. And yeah, they cuffed me up naked and marched me down this freaking super long tier in front of about probably over 100 people down to the hole. And that's a whole nother story. A whole nother story. And I'll tell that to you next time. And man, thanks for all the comments, man. I love doing this. And I get to, it's like storage of my life, you know? I always wanted to write a book, but never had the discipline. And now I get to do this, and I get to bring you along, and it's really fun. And I love the comments, so thanks a lot for that. And I'm going to keep it real. I'm not going to play around. I watch some of the other people that do it, and it's different than what we're doing. You know what I mean? This is the real thing right here. This really happened, and I'm so glad that you're, again, along with me for the ride. And that's it for today. Talk to you soon. All right, Sack Check out. Bye.